International Corporate Constituency as a Human Problem by Kevin Crow. The article asks a deceptively simple question: who is international economic law actually for? The starting point is Philip Jessup's 1956 Storrs Lectures on Transnational Law. Jessup urged lawyers to drop the rigid boxes of domestic and international, public and private. States, he insisted, are not the only subjects of international law. Analysis should begin from universal human problems and the groups they involve. The human problem here, redistributing the wealth accrued by international corporate persons, to the citizens of the states it is derived from. Next, constituency. A constituency is simply the stakeholders of political representation, persons with shared interests. Two familiar assumptions turn out to be optional. Constituency does not require voting, and it does not require territory. Removing those barriers makes a striking thought available. Corporations can be, and are, constituents of international law's institutions. The international corporate person holds active international rights that no state and no human can hold. It can access arbitral tribunals, even human rights courts, and in investment law, only investors can initiate claims. Meanwhile, its constituent forming acts, lobbying, revolving door influence, transfer pricing, are dismissed as merely domestic, invisible to international law. How does a corporate constituency write international law? Consider TRIPS. In 1986, Pfizer CEO Edmund Pratt and executives from the United States, Europe, and Japan formed the Intellectual Property Committee. Bristol-Myers, DuPont, GE, IBM, Merck, Monsanto, and others. Their lobbying, built on Section 301 sanctions and one consultant's definitions, turned a domestic conception of intellectual property into a binding global regime by 1995. The negotiators listened to the IPC, not to the majority of citizens in the majority of states. Investment law tells the same story inductively. The Calvo Doctrine once let domestic courts judge disputes with foreign investors. ICSID and 3000 investment treaties squeezed it out, elevating ICPs to the level of states. Today, tribunals reward states that behave like businesses and attach liability to state action that can be labeled political. States that prioritize their citizens become unpredictable, not to be trusted. The language matters too. In Hayek's vision, markets are natural, and law's role is to shield them from politics. So minimum wages, subsidies, and taxes are called market distortions, while police powers, property rights, and stable currency are simply features of a pure market. Both are state interventions, only one gets called a distortion. The conclusion: international law and its institutions take responsibility for growing the pie, but abdicate responsibility for distributing the pieces. Capital is hypermobile, labor stays imprisoned in the nation state. Borders, it seems, are only for humans. The human problem with international economic law's corporate constituency is precisely this: it is legally insulated from human problems. International Corporate Constituency as a Human Problem, Kevin Crow.